Hello everyone, this is Jason Gertner, the CEO of TECOBI, and today I'm going to go over some new reports that we've added to the system. So when you come to the Reports tab now, which is down on the bottom, it's the second from the right, looks like a little graph. You're going to see three little charts up here that look like speedometer indicators. And I'm going to go ahead and filter this to the month. And at TECOBI, we have three KPIs that we really pay attention to, so key performance indicators. The first one is the engagement rate. We consider an engaged lead 2 text messages from a customer. So if the customer sent in 2 text messages, then we consider that an engaged lead. And you'll see here that this dealership has a 71% engagement rate. We really want to see about a 70% engagement rate, and that's when you're going to start getting into the green here, is at a 70% engagement rate. If you're not at 70%, there's a couple of things that your performance manager can go over with you to make sure that we get that into the 70%. But that's how you're going to get this little graph into the green, is by getting to a 70% plus engagement rate. So you'll see here this dealership has 729 leads, and 514 of those for the month have engaged us. Next to that, you're going to see the appointment set rate. We like to see that at 35%, so you can see this particular client is a couple percent below what we like to see here. We like to be at about 35%. You can see that they've set 132 appointments of the 514 engaged leads. We base this percentage off of the engaged lead number and the appointment set from those. Once again, we like to see that at 35%. Once you get into the 35% range, you'll start to see the graph turn green. To the right of that, you've got the appointment show rate. We like to see this at about 50%. You can see this dealership dominates their show. They've actually set 132, and 88 of those have shown up for the month. So they're well into the green on their show rate. And that's the three charts up at the top of the main reports page now. And then underneath that, you've got three different links here. You've got My Activity. So whoever's logged into TECOBI can come in and check their actual activity. If they had any outbound text messages, phone calls, their average talk time, and their appointment set, they'll be able to see those here. I don't have any of that under my users, so I obviously have zeros here because I'm not making phone calls for the dealership. Next to that, you've got the team activity, and this is where you can come in and break down the entire team's phone calls, text messages, and then each individual and how they're doing inside of the system as well. I'm going to show you on a different dealer the lead source breakdown because this dealership only uses us for Facebook. I've got another dealership here that uses us for multiple different sources of leads coming into TECOBI. So you can see they've got probably 10 or 12 different sources that are feeding into TECOBI to send text messages out. And you've now got a report that can break down each provider and how many leads you've generated from that particular provider. We've taken great care in cleaning up the data that we are getting from these lead providers to make it easier for you to analyze what your spend is generating. Normally in a traditional CRM, you're going to see 15 auto traders, 25 KBBs. We've narrowed that down and cleaned up the data so that it's easy for you to view which providers you're getting leads from. And then there's a little breakdown underneath that. And then down below that, you're going to see appointments by provider. So you can actually see how many appointments were set, showed, and what sold per provider broken down at the bottom. Remember, for a show to accurately calculate, you have to mark it in TECOBI as shown. And same thing with solds. It does not look like this dealership's setting any of their sold units in TECOBI. We are working on a DMS integration that's going to make that more automated so we can track that through the DMS. But right now it does need to be tracked in the system, and this dealership is not marking their solds in TECOBI. There is a print button at the top of each page, so you can actually print this report and take it to meetings or do whatever you need to do with it. But I hope these reports help you get a clearer view on where your leads are coming from, who's converting appointments, who's actually utilizing the software the way it's supposed to be used. Remember, you want to make sure you're in the green on all three of these indicators. If you're in the green on these three indicators, you're going to sell cars. There's tips and tricks that we have that can help you increase your engagement rate, your appointment set rate, and your show rate. Just reach out to your performance manager. They can send you videos and training materials to help you get on par with where you need to be. So make it a great day, and let's sell some cars.